Hello everyone, welcome back. So now we're going to improve the emitter a little bit more, and one main thing that I don't like is we're having a lot of small pieces that are emitting debris. And if we look at any real reference, you will see that only the big blocks emits debris and few of the smaller debris, but basically everything here will emit debris, and then once they separate they stop emitting, or you will get a big chunk that is emitting debris and then other pieces surrounding it that are much smaller not emitting any debris. And the easiest way I've found to show this effect or to create something like this is to use VDB and create an SDF. And let me do that. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to create a surface field, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to reshape this. So I'm going to use a VDB SDF smooth. I'm going to set it to Gaussian, and let's see, maybe 4 is a bit high. Let's set this to 1, and let's set the voxel iteration to 2. And you can see now it's merging, it's connecting things together, and this is going to be a much better source overall, because let's go to a different frame maybe. Yeah, something like this. If we look at the number of geometry, number of pieces, we have a lot of small parts, but now they are gone. Okay, we don't have those anymore. So if we look at, this is the original sim with everything, and this is after the smoothing, and it only kept the blocky parts, and this is going to be a much better emitter. You guys can explore with using the original one versus the blurred version, and you will see how this affects the visual of the final sim. And using something like this is going to help create something much more realistic. Let me convert this into a fog. So from SDF to fog, you can see we're getting, for example, all this clump of objects emitting together, and this is much more realistic. And then we have these smaller pieces, we have the very small piece, thin pieces that are almost gone. And if I template, let me copy this and transform the actual geometry just so that I can have it in the viewport. So if I template this and set it to flat shaded, and if we look at this, you will see that not everything is emitting, only the things that it's basically smartly picking up the parts that it wants to emit from. And this, for example, is going to create something really cool, like a really cool emission. Here you have this big part, but then all the bits and pieces, all the smaller stuff, they're not being included. And so this is going to help with creating a realistic emitter. It definitely makes a huge difference. And that's pretty much it for the emitter. I want to also calculate the velocity, so let's do this. Let's dive inside one of these nodes, and I want to add some noise to the current velocity. So I'm going to generate a noise pattern. I'm just going to add this to the velocity, and we can tweak on this, but I just wanted to add some breakups, that's all. And let's take a look. So this is width, and let's increase the frequency, amplitude, something like that. I think this is too much, so set it to 20. And then inside the VDB resample, inside the VDB from particles, I'm gonna also add a new field and call this vel for velocity, and I want to sample v. So because I want this smoke to have a velocity field as well, and it's there. It doesn't have to be this high res, and this is going to help with creating a more interesting emitter. Obviously, we don't want the smoke to just linger. We want to have some velocity coming off of it as it emits, and that's pretty much it for this video. I'm going to cache this to disk, or I'll use the previous one, and we'll continue in the next video. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in a bit.